Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. In this video, I'm going over the new Evil Hero support. So here we're going to get started with Evil Hero Toxic Bubble. So this looks like a pretty obvious just foil 2 Elemental Hero Bubble Man. So that looks pretty cool. It's a level 4 Water Fiend effect monster with 800 attack, 1200 defense. You can only special summon, so okay, once per turn for both of them here. You can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for hero monsters. So it's going to be locking you into that. Not too bad, looks like an extender here. And if this card is special summoned and you control a fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, you can draw 2 cards. So it's a card that you want to just hold out a little bit, just to get a little bit of more fuel here. So it's definitely just going to be built off as an extender, which otherwise can be pretty solid if you can go straight into a fusion monster with like a 1-card combo. And then here we have Evil Hero Doom Prison, a fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. You can special summon this card from your hand. So if you control a fusion monster, just be able to get this out pretty easily. Same thing as the other one here where it's just going to be an extender. You can send 1 hero monster from your deck to the grave. If you fusion summon a hero monster this turn, this face-up card can be used as a substitute for any one fusion material whose name is mentioned on it, but the other materials must be correct. So it looks like, again, pretty obvious foil here to another elemental hero, and here they mention it, Elemental Hero Prisma. Being able to do that in order to control your fusion summons can be pretty solid, but otherwise, just an extender. Here we have Evil Hero Infernal Rider, which is level 6 Wind, the Fiend effect monster with 2100 attack. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dark Fusion from your deck or grave to your hand. So another way of searching out your Dark Fusion here, just to make the deck a little bit more consistent. You can banish this card and 4 other monsters from your grave and set 1 Super Polymerization from your deck. Also, until the end of your opponent's turn, you cannot special summon monsters except for hero monsters, but you can fusion summon fusion monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion with effects other than it. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid way of just getting yourself a Super Polymerization while also giving you the ability to fusion summon monsters. Of course, you're going to be locked into heroes, but if you fusion summon fusion monsters that must be summoned with Dark Fusion, then you can get them out as well. And here we have the first fusion monster, which is Evil Hero Neil's Lord. It looks pretty cool here. We're definitely going to be stacking on the whole evil portion onto the Neos here. And it requires Elemental Hero Neos or 1 fusion monster that mentions it, and plus 1 effect monster in the field. So that's nice. It gives you a lot of freedom, so you're not forced to use Elemental Hero Neos. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, of course. If this card is special summoned, or if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard while this monster is on the field, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and take control of it. Besides that, you can only use the first effect. Okay, so it is restricted to once per turn, but being able to just summon this out and take one of your opponent's things seems pretty fun. Not only that, but you could obviously super poly this during your opponent's turn, or if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard while this monster is on the field, then just taking something like that is also pretty solid, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So that's great, just a little bit built-in protection here, and I feel like it's gonna be pretty fun just to take your opponent's big beaters. And here we have Evil Hero Infernal Wing Infernal Backlash, which is level 6 Fiend Fusion effect monster. So this requires Elemental Hero Avian or Elemental Hero Burstinatrix plus 1 hero monster, and must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, of course. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Dark Fusion or 1 card that mentions it from your deck or grave to your hand, except for a fusion monster. So again, you really want to get this card out as soon as possible. Just search out a Dark Fusion and then build onto that play. And the nice thing about that is that as long as it's special summoned, so if you need to, bring it back from the grave and search out a Dark Fusion, that could be pretty solid. And not only that, but you can get a card that mentions it from your deck or grave. And if your hero monster destroys an opponent's monster or battle, inflict 2000 damage to it. Not too crazy here. You're mainly going to be using it for the first effect, but that could be relevant if you're going to finish your opponent. And then here we have Evil Hero Dark Knight. This one looks really cool. I really like the art on this one. It requires 1 Fiend monster plus 1 Warrior monster, so this one's a little bit more specific. And of course, it does need Dark Fusion. Monsters your opponent controls lose attack equal to the total original attack of the fusion material used for this card's summon. So you're going to reduce your opponent's monster's attacks. That's fine. It's probably going to get them to 0. And can make a second attack during each battle phase. That's okay too. Definitely just feels like an old effect here, especially with 1600 attack. If this face-up special summon card you control leaves the field by your opponent, you can target 1 Fiend or Warrior monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. So that's great just to get something back, possibly activate its effect again. That could be relevant with a lot of these. As you can see, there's a lot of these that are Fiends. Potentially here with the Evil Hero Toxic Bubble, if it's special summon and you control a fusion monster that has Dark Fusion, then you can get this card out and draw 2 cards, which is pretty cool. You definitely have to find out what's going to be the great way of extending it. And here we have Dark Contact, which is a normal spell card. You can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect this card's name was returned. You can fusion summon 1 fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your field grave, and or banishment into the deck. This is treated as a fusion summon with Dark Fusion, so that's nice. So it's definitely a new version of Dark Fusion and makes it so that you can reuse some materials, put them back into the deck, so you're not just banishing things out and running out of it. And you can add one Supreme King's Castle or Dark Fusion for your deck to your hand, so it also has the ability to search something out, which is pretty solid. And here we have Evil Assault. So this card, you can discard one card, you can special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except for hero monsters, and then you can take one level 4 or lower evil hero monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. So discarding a card to get something out from your deck is okay. That's a lot of resources they have to use, but getting out that first card and going into your one card combo could be pretty important. And if this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent through this turn, you can banish it and add one Dark Fusion from your graveyard to your hand. So you can see a lot of ways of just recycling these Dark Fusions and either just getting them from the grave to the hand or from the deck to the hand. That's good to see. And the final card that we have here is Dark Supremacy, which is a normal trap card. You target face-up cards your opponent control up to a number of Dark Fusion and spells that mention it in your graveyard and negate those effects until the end of the turn. So here it's going to incentivize you to use Dark Fusion, but also with the other cards it's a little weird because you're going to try to get them back into your hand and use them again. So you just have to make sure you're careful with the timing here. But besides that, being able to negate a bunch of cards on the field is pretty solid, especially if it's just any cards. It doesn't specifically list monsters. And if this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent through, you can banish it, then target up to 5 hero monsters in your grave and their banishment and shuffle them into the deck. A way to recycle resources. I don't think this card is going to be used a lot because it is strong, but it's a little slow as it being a trap. But it could be pretty fun if you're able to search this out and just get it onto the board. But otherwise, the support seems okay. It doesn't seem like it's going to be game breaking or anything, but it does give Evil Hero a bit more support and make it a bit more consistent and makes it a lot easier to get Dark Fusion and have more things to play around with. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to let me know what you guys think and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.